My name is Vinny DiBoola. I'm originally from Yonkers, New York. I, just like Kevin said, graduated from Syracuse this past year. And today, like he said, I'm going to talk about what the definition of brotherhood truly means. Just to kind of give a quick summation of my time as a member of Delta Upsilon. A couple of years ago, I got a text message from Hayden Ron, and he asked me if I was interested in joining DU. So I was like, just pretty curious. I was like, okay, let me go in there. I sat down, talked with him. We hit it off great. And then he actually passed me off to Jacob Ellis, who we had a conversation, and then we hit it off great, and then he ended up giving me the bid. And then a couple weeks after that, after I accepted the bid, I started to meet some of the guys. They inquired about executive council positions. So, me being pretty curious, I went into thinking, all right, I think I might want to run for president. I think I might want to do this and get into this and bring back the fraternity the way it's supposed to be. Because from what all the conversations I've had with the alumni is that they were back in the 80s, they were really up there, so I kind of wanted to bring that back and restore it the way they wanted it. So I got the presidency, obviously, and then my thing as president was to, one, charter as quickly as possible, which we did relatively quickly, and the second thing was to create a brotherhood, something that, in my opinion, is more than just your drinking buddies on the weekend. My thing, the way I look at things pretty literally, if I'm going to consider you my brother, I'm going to treat you like family. And that means a lot. Gentry touched on it earlier, the definition of brotherhood, and how if you ask anybody in this room, they're going to have a completely different definition from the next person. So what I'm going to go through in the next few minutes is kind of talk about a couple stories, how I have been able to form this definition of brotherhood over the last few years, because to me it's been a whirlwind of a ride. So the other day I was driving back from Syracuse with our current president, Noah Sear, and he asked me, what's your best DU memory? And I kind of had a hard time answering that question, because I felt that I've made so many great memories that will stick with me for the rest of my life, because I've been able to have so many great shared social experiences, kind of what Gentry talked about earlier. Whether those experiences were sitting in a car for 21 hours going down to Alabama, whether it be sitting in car rides, driving back home with friends, little moments like that created memories for me that would last a lifetime. To kind of transition a little bit, kind of get a little more personal, there's also times where, being a brother to someone could be, you need to really go the extra mile to help them out. So just to kind of get a little personal, to share some stories. Up at Syracuse, when we do brotherhood interviews, we get to know each other. We share some pretty personal stories, whether it be, how mental health issues which was when Josh talked about last night, it spoke miles to me, just because there are so many people that hold in that energy, and then all it takes is someone say, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? You reach out, you talk to them, and then through our brotherhood interviews, we really get to kind of build a relationship that most people you say, really, you can't really put words on. Another thing that we do up at Syracuse is once a semester or once every year, we kind of just gather. We just gather as a chapter, and just on a night, and no one else, just us. We just hang out and we talk. Because what I base this off of is friends tell friends some things, but family tells family everything. And in those nights, we look what I believe Chad Lee talked about earlier. It says fireside chats. We kind of call it crime night, which is, I know the name sounds a little mundane and silly, but it really when I first kind of talked about it a few years ago with some other guys who I met at through President's Academy, like Max and Ashton, it kind of made me think that this would be a really efficient way to foster brotherhood. So in nights like these, first time we did it, it was literally the first time where I felt that we were a brotherhood. And since then we've had multiple events, and we guys have been able to like come out and talk about like I mentioned earlier, their mental health issues, how they've coped with like, you know, deaths in the family. Even myself, I've had like my own demons in the past. Like even today, like literally an hour and a half ago, like I got a phone call from my dad and my brother that said that like my grandmother just had a stroke and like she can't feel the left side of her body. So I reached out to a couple brothers that said, hey, you know, I need a little quick pick-me-up right now. So they were like, you know, you're gonna be fine, everything's gonna be okay. And then they kind of really helped me, you know, cope with the fact that like, you know, I'm going through this. And kind of just to sum it up, like, you know, things like that really made me appreciate what I was able to create up at Syracuse and what we will be creating in Syracuse for generations of people down the line. To kind of like move on, I got a little note from a friend of mine. He, very near and dear to my heart. He's got a few issues back home, and he's got a lot going on. So he gave me this note at the end of the semester, and fair warning, it's slightly explicit. I'm going to try and not, you know, deliver those lines, but I'm going to give it to you. Let me give you the real details. Dear Vincent DiBoola, I'm going to miss you like a lot. You've truly been a peer I look up to and admire, from the shenanigans to the serious stuff. You've always been there for me, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being my rock, for giving me the advice I need to hear, for giving me a roof over my head during Thanksgiving, for being the boy, and for caring about me in ways that no one else has ever done. From the good times to bad, I know I can always trust and rely on you for being there for me. You taught me structure, you gave me hope, and you treat me like family. You're my brother, and I couldn't imagine life without you. From the countless ice to the Stan Hollow to cliff diving to countless nights I needed someone to hug, I effing love you. Don't ever change. You're a big guy from Yonkers, New York with a soft heart. I'm gonna miss the crap out of you, and I hope you have a fantastic summer, and I can't wait to see you again, down the road in the future. I can't wait for the day I bring my kid to visit Uncle Vin. Life goes by way too fast, but you'll forever have a special place in my heart. Love you, Vinny. Gratefully. So, kind of, you know, that's it. That's the definition of brotherhood right there. The things that you really can't, like, put into words, the moments you share with each other and the relationships you build that will last forever. Thank you.